The Garden of Eden, a place that has captured the imagination of countless generations. A symbol of ultimate beauty and divine perfection, a place of unimaginable beauty, peace and harmony. It was a sanctuary where every element of nature existed in perfect balance, a true paradise on earth. A paradise where humanity walked in perfect communion with God. Here, Adam and Eve lived without fear, want or sorrow, experiencing a life of pure joy and fulfillment. Yet this idyllic existence was not to last. The serenity of Eden was fragile, and the seeds of its downfall were already sown. At the heart of this paradise stood a tree, its branches laden with forbidden fruit. This tree was not just any tree, it was the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, a symbol of the ultimate test of obedience and faith. This fruit, and the choice made by Adam and Eve, would forever alter the course of human history. Their decision to eat the forbidden fruit marked the beginning of a new era, one filled with both knowledge and suffering. The story of the Garden of Eden, as told in the book of Genesis, is one of the most enduring and enigmatic tales ever told. It has been a source of inspiration, contemplation, and debate for millennia. It speaks of a time when humanity lived in perfect harmony with God and all of creation, a time when the world was untainted by sin, and every living being thrived in a state of divine grace. But this harmony was shattered when Adam and Eve disobeyed God's command not to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Their act of defiance introduced sin into the world, forever changing the human condition. This act of disobedience, often referred to as the fall, had profound consequences for humanity, leading to our separation from God and the entry of sin and death into the world. The once perfect paradise was lost, and with it, the innocence of mankind. But what was the forbidden fruit? This question has puzzled theologians, scholars, and believers for centuries. Was it a literal apple, a fig, or some other exotic fruit? The identity of the fruit has been a topic of much speculation and artistic representation. Or was it something more profound, a symbol of knowledge, experience, or perhaps even sin itself? The fruit represents the complex interplay between innocence and awareness, obedience and rebellion. The Bible doesn't specify the exact nature of the fruit, leaving it open to interpretation and sparking centuries of debate and speculation. This ambiguity invites us to explore deeper meanings and reflect on the moral and spiritual lessons of the story. This essay explores the mystery of the forbidden fruit. We will journey through various interpretations, examining how different cultures and eras have understood this pivotal element of the Eden narrative. We will delve into the various theories surrounding its nature, examining the biblical text and its interpretations throughout history. From ancient manuscripts to modern theological debates, the forbidden fruit continues to intrigue and challenge us. Ultimately, we will discover that the true significance of the story lies not in the identity of the fruit itself, but in the choices we make and the consequences they bring. The tale of Eden is a timeless reminder of the power of free will and the enduring impact of our decisions. The most straightforward interpretation of the forbidden fruit is that it was a literal fruit, just as described in the Genesis account. This interpretation suggests that the narrative is a historical account, detailing real events that took place in a tangible physical garden. The fruit in this view is not symbolic, but an actual edible item that played a pivotal role in the story of humanity's fall from grace. Proponents of this view often point to the detailed descriptions of the Garden of Eden in the Bible, suggesting that the fruit was simply one of the many delights God provided for Adam and Eve. They argue that the specificity of the garden's description, with its rivers and trees, supports the idea of a real physical location. This perspective emphasizes the tangible aspects of the story, grounding it in the physical world. Among the fruits commonly associated with the forbidden fruit is the apple. This association has become so ingrained in popular culture that many people automatically picture an apple when they think of the story of Adam and Eve. The image of the apple has become a powerful symbol representing not just the fruit itself, but the broader themes of temptation and disobedience. This association likely stems from the Latin word for evil, which is malum, similar to the word malus, meaning apple tree. The linguistic connection between these words may have contributed to the apple's enduring association with the forbidden fruit. Over time, this connection has been reinforced through art, literature, and religious teachings, solidifying the apple's place in the story. The apple's association with temptation and the fall has permeated art, literature, and popular culture for centuries. From Renaissance paintings to modern-day films and books, the apple is often depicted as the fruit of choice in the story of the fall. This widespread representation has helped to cement the apple's role in the collective imagination as the quintessential forbidden fruit. Other fruits have also been suggested, including figs, grapes, and pomegranates. Each of these fruits has its own unique characteristics and symbolic meanings, which have led some scholars to propose them as the true forbidden fruit. For example, figs are often associated with fertility and abundance, while grapes can symbolize both joy and excess. Each fruit carries its own symbolic weight, often linked to fertility, knowledge, or temptation. The pomegranate, with its many seeds, is sometimes seen as a symbol of knowledge and the complexities of life. These alternative interpretations highlight the rich tapestry of meanings that can be woven from the story of the forbidden fruit, each offering a different perspective on the narrative. However, the Bible itself remains silent on the specific type of fruit, leaving room for interpretation. This ambiguity invites readers to explore the story on multiple levels, considering both the literal and symbolic meanings. The lack of a definitive answer encourages a deeper engagement with the text, prompting questions about the nature of temptation, knowledge, and the human condition. While the literal interpretation might seem the most obvious, it's crucial to remember that the Bible often uses symbolism and allegory to convey deeper truths. The story of the forbidden fruit can be seen as a metaphor for the choices and consequences that define the human experience. By looking beyond the literal, we can uncover layers of meaning that speak to the spiritual and moral dimensions of the story. The story of the Garden of Eden, with its rich imagery and profound themes, invites us to look beyond the literal and explore the deeper spiritual truths it holds. Whether we see the forbidden fruit as an actual fruit or a symbolic representation, the narrative challenges us to reflect on our own lives and the choices we make. It encourages us to seek wisdom and understanding, recognizing that the journey of interpretation is as important as the destination. Beyond a literal interpretation, many scholars and theologians view the forbidden fruit as a metaphor for knowledge, specifically the knowledge of good and evil. This perspective opens up a rich tapestry of meanings and implications, suggesting that the story of Adam and Eve is not just a simple tale of disobedience, but a profound narrative about the human condition and our quest for understanding. This interpretation suggests that eating the fruit represents a transition from a state of innocence to one of moral awareness. It is a pivotal moment that marks the beginning of human consciousness and self-awareness, where the simplicity of existence is replaced by the complexity of ethical and moral dilemmas. Before eating the fruit, Adam and Eve lived in a state of childlike innocence, unaware of the concepts of good and evil. Their lives were harmonious and uncomplicated, akin to a utopian existence where every need was met without question or effort. Their existence was one of pure, unquestioning obedience to God. They followed divine instructions without hesitation, living in a state of blissful ignorance, free from the burdens of moral decision-making and the consequences that come with it. The serpent's temptation, often seen as a symbol of cunning and deceit, introduced doubt and the desire for knowledge beyond what God had revealed. This moment of temptation is crucial, as it represents the first instance of questioning and the allure of the unknown, which is a fundamental aspect of human curiosity. By partaking of the fruit, Adam and Eve crossed a threshold into a world where they could now discern between right and wrong. This act of eating the fruit symbolizes the awakening of human intellect and the beginning of a journey filled with choices, consequences, and the pursuit of wisdom. This newfound knowledge, however, came at a cost. The simplicity of their previous existence was replaced by the weight of understanding and the responsibilities that come with it. They could no longer live in the carefree state of innocence they once enjoyed. They became aware of their nakedness, experienced shame and guilt, and faced the consequences of their disobedience. This awareness brought with it a sense of vulnerability and the realization of their own imperfections, marking the end of their idyllic life in the Garden of Eden. This metaphorical interpretation suggests that the true fall wasn't necessarily a physical event, but a spiritual and intellectual one. It highlights the profound transformation in human consciousness and the beginning of a lifelong quest for meaning, purpose, and understanding. It represents humanity's inherent desire for knowledge and understanding, even if it comes at the expense of innocence and obedience. This desire drives us to explore, learn, and grow despite the challenges and consequences that may arise. This interpretation highlights the complexities of human nature and the challenges of navigating a world where knowledge and morality are intertwined. It underscores the eternal struggle between the pursuit of wisdom and the maintenance of innocence, a balance that defines the human experience.